give you all a warm welcome. My name is Shyamala Venkateswaran, and I'm heading the Human Services Committee for this year. The Human Services Committee conducts many events that help the devotee community of the temple and also the community at large, locally and internationally. I think we will have some information maybe later on, or I can mention them briefly. So I want to give a warm welcome to today's program speaker, Shri Lalit Kapoor. He's going to be talking. So this is the first time I'm meeting you, sir, and I'm going to hear him. But it looks like so. By seeing all of you here, I know the topic is going to talk about is going to be very special, and it's all we need on today's day. So day and age. So we are very happy to have you, sir. And as a brief introduction about Shri Lalit Kapoor. Lalit Kapoor, a 1971 graduate of IIT Kanpur and an MBA from UCLA, is a successful serial entrepreneur in Silicon Valley. With age, he developed lifestyle diseases and decided to reverse them by changing diet and lifestyle. This led him to study and research the field of nutrition and the works of giants in the plant-based whole food field like Dr. Colin Campbell, Dr. John McDougall, Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn, and others. He successfully got rid of all his chronic diseases like BP, diabetes, gout, hypothyroidism, osteoarthritis, sleep apnea, obesity, and seasonal allergies, and reinvented himself. He became an inspiration for his IIT Kanpur batchmates and started a WhatsApp group to guide them with his learnings. Many benefited and successfully reversed their chronic diseases. The word spread and number of social media groups kept increasing. He further incorporated the Nobel Prize winning work of Nobel laureates Dr. Yoshinori Osumi and autophagy, and Dr. Jeffrey Hall on circadian rhythm, and Dr. Tasuko Honzo on immunotherapy, and into his recommendations. His members are now curing themselves in little as 2 weeks. He has over 120,000 active members in 45 countries and thousands of success stories. He runs over 100 social groups, and enrollment in his monthly sessions has increased over 10,000. He has created NGOs in US and India by the name Plant-Based Wellness Foundation with over 35 centers worldwide. He was a visiting faculty at IIT Kanpur for a semester earlier this year, teaching a course in nutrition and health. Welcome,
Thank you.
And the stage is yours.
Thank you so much. Please come, there are seats here. You can come this side. Can you hear me in the back?
Yes.
Can you hear me? All right, okay. So, want to use this?
If you don't want it, we'll take it.
No, it would be good if you can put it somewhere in the hand of you. All right. All right, you know, when we cross the age of 70, our biggest risk becomes falling down. It's very important. We don't pay attention to some of these things. The loose wires and things, they are pretty big hazard. Now that I've been giving talks many places, I have experienced that. Okay. So, obviously you all are health conscientious people. So you are here. And but the thing is, just because you are conscientious about health doesn't mean you're doing everything healthy. I want to share my example. Back in 1966, when I joined IIT Kanpur, I was very skinny. And I decided, people told me you should go to gym and work out. And I started going to gym. My roommate was a UP ranked, state ranked tennis and table tennis player, Rakesh Bhargava. We were roommates, so we were both of us were very health conscious. He was table tennis player. I started doing gym, weightlifting, bodybuilding. So we went to our dorm and we told them we would like to have a double breakfast. For extra 10 rupees a month, our bill used to be 90 rupees a month. For extra 10 rupees a month, we could get double breakfast. So my breakfast was 2 glasses of milk, normally one, I got 2 eggs, 4 slices of white bread, 2 pats of butter. Now you would think it's a good breakfast, huh? Everything we learned, milk, butter, eggs. Now my roommate had 2 cows at his Allahabad house. His father was High Court judge. And he would bring desi ghee made at home. You know, organic cows, hand-fed, nice desi ghee made at home. We would take it in a katori, in a small, and in our dorm, we'll tell the chef, हमारे लिए तड़का दाल के लिए आप देसी घी का लेके आओ. And we will have protein powder in the mid-afternoon. And then we had a milkman who would deliver another half a liter of milk in the evening. I would boil it in an electric kettle, and we both will have a glass. So we thought we were doing everything right at that time. But from what I know today, we were doing everything wrong. By the age of 31, I developed cancer. I had a 2nd stage lymphoma, had surgery, chemotherapy, radiation therapy. I survived. My mother developed breast cancer. She came and lived with me for a year in LA. I took her to City of Hope for treatment. She didn't make it. And my father developed cancer of larynx, these bones, larynx. And he did survive. Now we now know, and we knew in 1967, but nobody told us. The research was done at National Institute of Nutrition, Hyderabad, by Dr. Gopalan and Dr. Madhavan. It's the #1 institute in India for nutrition. It was done in 1967. That when you give milk protein to a group of mice, plenty of milk protein. They created 2 groups, he created, 30 mice, 30 mice. All of them were injected with aflatoxin, which causes liver cancer and cancer. Then to one group, he gave 5% of the total diet, only 5% as protein coming from dairy. Dairy protein is called casein. To other group, he gave 20%. The group that he gave 20% developed cancer and died. The group that had only 5% protein did not develop cancer, they all survived. He wrote that in a study in a journal. One American scientist who had done PhD in 1959, Dr. Colin Campbell. Today he is considered #1 nutritionist in the world. He is 90 years old. His PhD thesis was how important is animal protein for human growth and development. That was his PhD thesis, 1959, at Cornell, #1 university when it comes to nutrition in the world. In 1967-68, he was in Philippines on behalf of US government. His task was to help Philippine government eradicate malnutrition among children. His focus was how to get them more animal protein. When he saw that report in a journal, he said, this is all rubbish. Somebody has swapped the data. He was so confident. He said, somebody has swapped the data. The 5% data has been put on the 20% group and 20% data on the 5%. He called the editor of that journal. He said, आप लोग क्या कर रहे हैं? आपने सारा उल्टा छाप दिया. India was not advanced. Now we are pretty advanced. 67, we were very meek people. We were a developing country, underdeveloped, trying to develop. He got nervous. A scientist from America is calling me and telling me that you have swapped the data. He called Dr. Gopalan. कि सर ऐसे ऐसे कॉल आई थी. थोड़ी हिंदी चलेगी? Some understand a little bit Hindi? Okay. The call had come from this Cornell scientist and he is saying that we have blundered, we have swapped the data. Dr. Gopalan laughed. He said, no, I also thought we have made a mistake. I have checked it 10 times, it is correct. This is it, what it is. So the editor calls Dr. Colin Campbell back and says, sir, no, we have checked the data 10 times. Data is correct. Dr. Colin Campbell came back to Cornell. He replicated this study, exactly the same study. And he found it to be correct. And then he made a 180-degree turn in his thinking. And since 1968, he is a spokesperson all over the world telling people that dairy protein causes cancer to develop, to grow in you. In India, our consumption of dairy was 110 milliliters per day, about half a glass per capita per day. Today it is 427 ml per capita per day. 4 times that much. So in India, what your institutes are doing, they're not concerned about that. They want to become the advanced country like America and have same cancer rate as America, have same osteoporosis as American women. That is what they think is advancement. They gave him Padam Bhushan. Padam Bhushan is very high price. That gave Dr. Gopal, give him Padam Bhushan. But what he's saying, don't listen to him. If your knowledge is wrong, your actions are going to be wrong. No matter how conscientious person you are. Somewhere we have gone wrong. And that is what I learned 11 years ago. January 1st, 2013, I watched a documentary called Forks Over Knives. What it stands for is, instead of using a knife to cut your rib cage and have an open heart surgery, if you use your fork properly, if you eat properly, you will never need a knife. It made sense to me and my wife, and we were thinking, we were trying to find out what are we not doing right. I was healthy, good, but I was taking 6 different medications. 5 prescriptive medications, 1 over the counter. What were my problems? Blood pressure. Most people get blood pressure after the age of 50, somewhere around that time. 45, 50, 55, that's the first problem you experience. Diabetes, blood sugar. Cholesterol was high, but I had not started taking medication. It was 215. Gout, pain in your big toe. Hypothyroidism, thyroid problem. Osteoarthritis, pain in your knee. Sleep apnea, you snore very loud. You stop breathing while you're sleeping. So doctors give you a mask. Anybody here with sleep apnea? Yes. So you know what I'm talking about. You have to sleep with a mask on to create a higher pressure. And when I made the changes, within a month, within 1 year, I lost 50-pound weight. One by one, all medications went away. My diabetes doctor won't let me get off metformin. She said, no, you can't cure diabetes. You have to take it rest of your life, this. And I started studying. I started spending 6 hours every day because I was retired. Instead of watching CNN news and stock market news, I just changed my direction. I started watching talks by experts. Fortunately, YouTube has a lot of good information. We all think, oh, YouTube, what nonsense. No. Technology can be used for good purposes or bad purposes. It's up to you. People say, oh, he's all the time on the WhatsApp. I'm on the WhatsApp answering people's questions. I'm saving people's lives. That's what I'm doing. I'm not sharing jokes or anything. So that was the beginning. I spent 5 years, a lot of time studying, and things became more and more clear. Then we had a 45-year reunion at IIT Kanpur, and they created a WhatsApp group. You know, these WhatsApp groups at your reunions and all that, this all Kejriwal bashing or Modi bashing and all that. So whenever a question came on health, I answered. And they came and said, Lalit, you make a lot of sense, let's create a separate group. And I created a group in 2017, August. Then some other people came from IIT Delhi and they said, you create a group. Then IIT Bombay people came, then Penn IIT people came. One by one, different IITs, I created group. And now I have more than 460 groups I have gone through. So I take a group on the 1st of every month, a WhatsApp group, and I take them through a 60-day course. It takes 60 days to learn about it. I'm going to give you a summary today of what I teach. And there are many people in Bay Area, they have gotten off medications. So I will show you a picture of one of them here. Is Raj Shah from IIT Bombay, and he joined the group in 21 January. In 7 weeks, you see, the group started in January, February 1st, group started, his group, March 15th, 6-7 weeks, off medications in 7 weeks. Many medication, and within 4 months off practically all medications. This story repeats every time. It is not that one person heals and one doesn't heal. Please understand. We now know for sure that all lifestyle diseases, in America we call them chronic diseases, in India we prefer to call them lifestyle diseases. Lifestyle diseases are caused because of poor diet and lifestyle. So if you want to cure them, just change your diet and lifestyle. Why are you taking medications? Medications only suppress the symptoms. They kill the messenger. When your blood pressure goes up, it's a message to you. Your body is nudging you. Hey, do something different. When your blood sugar goes up, it's a message to you. And what does the doctor do? Oh, don't worry, I'll bring it down. Bringing blood sugar down does not help you. You are still diseased. Burning your cholesterol is going up to give you some signal. hey, something is not right. I mean, if somebody comes and tells Mr. Modi कि वो पुलवामा में 1000 टैंक पाकिस्तान ने अटैच कर दिए and Modi don't shoot him down. What nonsense. Don't kill the messenger. Listen to him. Make a change. All right, so we will start with this first slide. There are two people that come back from vacation and they find their kitchen is flooded. It happens more often than you might realize. I went to Bahamas with my two daughters. They came back, one of my daughter's kitchen was flooded. My sister-in-law came to visit us for 10 days. Her kitchen in New Jersey was flooded. You pour all that grease back in winter, you turn the heat off, there's a chicken grease and all the grease, fish, the skin is all there, it freezes, it solidifies, your drainage gets blocked. A. B, some water is trickling. Maybe you didn't turn the faucet off totally and it's dripping. Those drip by drip, they add up. Within 2 days, the sink is full, the water is overflowing. When you go back, the first thing you do is, you're so concerned about your teak floor or mahogany floor, you go to the broom closet, take out broom, and husband and wife are mopping the water. You turn the faucet off first. Taking medication to cut down cholesterol is mopping the floor. Oh, cholesterol is overflowing. More than 199. The doctor said 199 is the cutoff. That is what people are doing. You are mopping the floor. You have to change. You have to turn off the faucet. First thing. Second thing, drain the clog. That is what we need to do. But for that we need to understand, and that is what I teach. What is the cause of these problems? Once you know the cause and you eat right, problems go away. See, when body heals, everything heals. You can't just heal your blood pressure and not heal the cholesterol. Everything heals. Okay. So this is the introductory class, lecture. We are going to talk about some myths. There are more testimonials. His gentleman, he is on wheelchair. He cannot do physical activity. One of the things I recommend is that you walk 10,000 steps every day. 10,000. Inside the kitchen, everything is okay. Wherever you walk, doesn't matter. Whenever you walk, doesn't matter. Before you go to bed, check how many did I do today. 10,000 or not. If not, next day catch up. Or catch up on Saturday, Sunday for whatever shortage you had. Okay. So, Ravinder Sethi, okay, he says he had contracted polio as an infant. He was on wheelchair bound and accident rendered me permanently onto wheelchair. He led me to obese, BMI over 32. He has diabetes, hypertension and cholesterol. Since I started your program, I am off. This is in 7 weeks he's giving me. On the 7th, 8th week of the course, I'm off my metformin pills. A1C is down to 6.7. BP is also under control. I have lost 11 pounds. This story repeats every time. It's not that it happens in one case or two. Everybody, this story repeats. Saket Mathi used to eat all through the day, milk, cheese, yogurt, lots of eggs and grilled meat was my staple along with Haldiram snacks. Okay. I have had diabetes since 2009 and was on 2000 milligram of metformin, 1.5 ml of Trulicity and Lipitor for cholesterol. A1C was 8.7 before I changed to plant-based whole food. What I teach is plant-based whole food is what you need to eat. Okay. I stopped all medication when I started my Navratri fast with OMAD for those 9 days, followed by an 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. eating window and 10,000 steps. I recently tested my A1C, which is at 6.9. I have lost 20 pounds. Okay, so the story repeats. Okay. All right, so in introduction, you can get, here's a chair. You can get some more from some other room. A few more chairs for the last row. Okay. So, we discussed why not turn off the faucet. We have to turn off the faucet. We need to understand what is causing the problem, all right? Now, 100 years ago, about 100 years ago, we developed penicillin, antibiotics. At that time, our main problems were, health problems were infectious diseases, cholera, typhoid, smallpox, chickenpox, polio. Those were our problems. They were our enemies. And antibiotics worked very well. They worked so well that our generation, when we were growing up, when we fell ill, our parents gave us a pill. We developed this psyche. When ill, okay, go to doctor, get a pill, you'll be fine. But then when we developed these diseases of affluence after Second World War, when food became plentiful, all the Western society said people have suffered for 30 years. Give them more milk and cheese and butter and lassi and laddu and mawa. Let them enjoy. We developed different diseases. And when we developed these different diseases, the pill did not work. When pill did not work, doctors came up with another explanation. Yes, please. Yeah, you can put some here and maybe they can add one on the side. So the explanation was, and you must have heard of it. You go to a doctor, doctor says, oh, this is not that disease that you have been coming and I give you a medication for 5 days and then you get cured after 3 days or 5 days or 7 days. This is not that kind of disease. They say you will have to take this medication rest of your life. It happened to me. I was 48, I went to see the doctor, he said, you have got hypertension. I said, okay, give me the medicine. He gave me this. I said, how many days shall I eat it? I figure 5 days or 7 days. I mean, till that time, every time he gave me medication, it was either 3, 5 or 7 days. So he laughed at me. He said, no, Lalit, this is not one of those medications. This you have to eat rest of your life. See, pharma companies love these kind of patients because you go at 48, let's say you live to be 88, 40 years, they got a patient for 40 years. All right, so, yeah, we have limited amount of time. Don't mind if I'm going to skip few things. And there's a big misunderstanding that we evolved eating meat. We were hunters and gatherers. It's a stone age. Can you imagine killing a buffalo with a stone? How did you become hunters? We were not hunters. We were scavengers. If there's any leftover, now imagine, we developed control over fire 400,000 years ago. Let's say you are living 400,000 1 year ago. Let us say. He's living. He doesn't know how to, he has no control over fire, so he doesn't know how to cook. His parents, ancestors have never cooked. In one hand, he is holding a mango, or a papaya, or an apple. On the other hand, he is holding one piece of chicken leg raw that was left over from the tiger hunt, and he's holding a chicken leg. He's trying to figure out what to eat. Shall I eat this papaya or this chicken leg? What will you do? Will you eat a chicken leg? Or let's say you found an egg raw. Well, cooking was not developed that time. Are you going to eat the raw egg or are you going to eat the papaya or mango? Don't tell me, just think in your mind you got the answer. The point is, till 400,000 years ago, till we had control over fire. I'm not talking 3-egg masala omelette today. No, that is not what I'm talking. I'm talking raw egg. Okay? We did not eat meat. We ate plant-based food. And the first thing we evolved over 65 million years ago. I mean, to be a primate. Before that also we were evolving. If you are to write a book on human evolution, and if there are 500 pages in that book, let us say, it's a 500-page book. On page number 500, paragraph number 5, it will say, then human beings settled down and domesticated animals. Page number 500, paragraph number 5. So don't talk to me about, oh, my ancestors were having milk. No, you're only talking the page number 500, paragraph number 5. It must have happened somewhere along the time that there was a drought. People were dying. Food was not available. Something must be happening. And in some village, some town, wherever, one family survived. Why? Because they decided to milk a wild buffalo. And that started having milk. They survived. Everybody said, "Hey, wo malhotras to bach gaye. Sab bache. Kya kar rahe hain malhotras? Kaise bach gaye?" जाके देखते, भैंसे का दूध निकाल के पी रहे हैं, हम भी करेंगे. Something like that must have happened. It is not intuitive. No other animal in the animal kingdom consumes milk after the child has grown. I mean, even elephant, after 15 months, the elephant baby also does not drink mother's milk. We are the only ones that we are drinking milk till we are 80-year-old, 90-year-old. And that also not of our own mother, or somebody else's mother, some other animal's mother. I mean, does it make sense to you? Think about it. It's not logical. People come and give example. Oh, but Krishnji used to have milk. How can he be wrong? Krishnji was a baby. What was his mother telling him? Don't eat butter. Is any picture you know where Radha, Yashoda Maiya is holding, beta thoda sa makhan kha lo? No. Always saying no. I mean, can you imagine the trouble she went to hide it? In the center of the room, they would hang something. I mean, she'll have to stand up on some chair to go hang it so that he'll not get it. If butter was healthy for her son, she'll make it in front of the table. Bacha din bhar khata hai. There's no mention in Bhagavad Puran of Yashoda feeding. We make inference based on what we think. But Yashoda never told her son to have butter. Anyway, so there is a paleo myth is wrong. There is a saying. I used to quote that, and somebody told me it's actually a Shakespeare's quotation. The wise man knows himself to be a fool, and a fool thinks himself to be wise. If when you have a 3-year-old child, and you've been telling that child, beta, tumhe ABCD seekhna hai, abhi Z tak jana hai, Z tak. In India, I say Z, here I say Z. Okay. Z tak. So one day the child comes, Mummy, yeah, I have learned everything. What have you learned? I have learned up to Z. You told me that is all that I have to know. I have learned up to Z, so I have learned everything. That 3-year-old child is convinced in his mind that I have learned everything that is there to learn. Then his mother said, no, dear, you have to now learn CAT, cat, DOG, dog. You have to learn that. Oh, I see. Okay. People who are not very wise, when they learn something, they compare themselves to yesterday or yesteryear. The scientists today, if you see your doctor next time, try to assess which kind is he, type A or type B. Type A says, oh, when a new Nobel Prize is given, he says, wow, finally I have learned everything. That was the only missing link. Now I know everything. A little cocky, overconfident. Then there's some wise doctor, they feel humble, valued. You go ask them, how come you're not happy? There's a new discovery, you should be very happy. He said, this is just another sign of how wrong I have been. I've been wrong all my life. There was a Nobel Prize once given in 1930s to a scientist. And 20 years later, his daughter got a Nobel Prize to prove her father wrong. It's a true story. There's a senior doctor, I consider him my teacher, Dr. Robert Lustig at UCSF. He's now retired. It is his quotation when he went to medical college. On day one, the dean came and gave a talk. Big class of 400 students like this. And the dean tells him, what you're going to learn here over the next 4 years, only half of that is correct, half of that is wrong. And the problem is we don't know which half is correct. This is a statement. He is 70 now, he must have done it 45 years ago on an East Coast Medical College. This is a correct statement. And it is now becoming apparent. Okay, it is becoming apparent when the table of elements was discovered by Dmitri, a Russian chemist. He had 28 elements in that table, that's all. Okay, and today there are 118 elements. When I was in 7th grade studying chemistry, there were 100. 100 years from now, there might be 150. They have already named the element number 119. They don't know what it is, but they have named it already. They're so confident. So you have to understand that what you know, if you are comparing it to what you knew 100 years ago, it's a lot of it. But if you compare to what we will know 100 years from now, it is very little. So a wise man compares his knowledge to what is out there to be known. And then he realizes what I know is minuscule compared to what is out there to be known. I call them nine knowns, not yet known. N-Y known, nine knowns. Nine knowns affect your health more than knowns. Please understand that. If you have that humility, you will learn. If you don't, you will not. You will stop learning. Nine knowns affect your life more than knowns. We learned about it only recently. In 1990, a project was done called Human Genome Project. All the 6 advanced countries funded it: US, Japan, China, Britain, France, and Germany. Started 1990. When findings started coming, what were they expecting? Because by that time supercomputers had come up. They said, we will map all the human genes. And once we know the human genes, we'll be able to tell you, oh, I know your genetic map. When you turn 60, you're going to develop diabetes. At the age of 73, you're going to have a heart attack. It's all in your genes. That's what they had hoped. Like Janam Patri in India. You look at Janam Patri, so they were saying, we'll do genetic mapping and we'll be able to tell everybody what your health is going to be. 1990, this is what we thought, not we. The 6 countries of the world, the richest nations. When information started coming, they were perplexed. What is going on? There's so many genes. I mean, not how many? Not double or triple, no. 100 times more. 100 times more genes were showing up. And then they realized that in our body we are hosting 38 trillion foreign cells. Our body has 37 trillion cells. And we are hosting another 38 trillion who live in our colon, most of them. Some on skin, some in eye fluids, nasal fluid, but most of them live in your colon. They are bacteria. They are viruses. They are fungi. They live there. That is where they live all their life. They get married there. They have children, everything. That is their world. They have not seen the outside world. All they have seen is your colon. They are your guest. If they are happy, your body will be happy. If they are not happy, your body will not be happy. We'll talk about it in another 10 minutes. Let's see. All right. So, this is a periodic table of 1871 with 28 elements. This is now 118 elements. Okay. Now you must have heard some people give you advice. Your doctor, your grandfather, great-granduncle, whoever. My child, eat everything in moderation. Have you heard? How many have heard this? And you'll be fine. Eat everything in moderation, you'll be fine. Totally wrong advice. So when you eat everything in moderation, you get disease in moderation. That's it. Now we all get disease in moderation to a point that we have come to believe honestly that old age must accompany disease. अब बुढ़ापे में नहीं होगी तो क्या जवानी में बीमारी होगी? बुढ़ापा आ गया, बीमारी तो होनी है. I attended my 50th reunion. We had missed 2 years due to COVID this time. I was a guest faculty at IIT Kanpur. And everybody who was there is only talking about their health issues. I just take a tiny pill for blood pressure and one for cholesterol and one for diabetes. I've been debating, should I get knee replacement or not? He said, no, I got it, it's very easy. I got both done. This is what they talk about. We have come to expect कि हाँ बुढ़ापा आ गया तो बीमारी तो आनी है. It's wrong. It got proven wrong when? 23 years ago. What happened 23 years ago? 23 years ago, National Geographic did a project. They did a project which is known as Blue Zone. They told a team to go all over the world, take a whole year, blank check, travel as much as you feel like, find countries where people live long life and healthy life. Putner was his name. He and his team, photographers. They found 5 areas. They decided to call them blue zones. Okinawa Island off Japan, Icaria, Greece, Costa Rica, Loma Linda in north of Los Angeles, and one more. Sardinia, Italy. 5 areas. In these places, people live to be 95, 100 as a norm. 105. And the interesting thing is, till the day die, they are healthy. They go to their gardener, pick up the vegetables, make their breakfast, go to church, go to vegetable market, buy things, and in the evening go see their great-grandkids. It's normal life. They walk 13,500 steps average every day without trying to walk. Not give, oh, I have to go for a walk, I have to go for a run. No, they never think like that. There's no Vikram yoga or no gymnasium in these places. All the places I've talked, they don't even have hospitals except Loma Linda. They don't fall sick, hospitals will become bankrupt. So we proved it wrong that old age does not have to come with old disease. Please understand that. It's a wrong concept. It happens because you believe have everything in moderation, which is wrong. You cannot get off smoking by reducing from 4-pack a day to 3-pack a day, and then 2-pack a day, and then 1-pack a day, and then 5 cigarettes a day. It doesn't work that way. Smoking in moderation does not help. Anything in moderation. Marijuana, whatever. If it is not good, stop it, period. Alcohol in moderation also does not work. You will get disease in moderation. And then you will say, of course, that was expected. No, disease is not expected. You can become 30 years younger. I'm telling you, each one in this room, I don't see anybody 29-year-old here. Honestly, I'm here to tell you that. Every one of you, you will be surprised how young you feel. Okay, so we will take that. Okay, these were the places. Okinawa, Japan, Okinawa. 2/3 of their diet comes from shakarkandi, sweet potatoes. You know, potatoes is the best vegetable known to mankind, and they have maligned it. I go meet these people, say, oh, I thought potatoes were bad for diabetes. I thought potatoes were bad. Absolutely ridiculous. The best vegetable known to you. That's why the potatoes are added to everything. Bhindi aloo, matar aloo, palak aloo, methi aloo. Potatoes is what brings you the starch that you need to live. Anyway, we'll come to that. Okay, we'll talk about some myths. So we discussed this. There's another myth. So we discussed first two already. The humans are very similar. This is a myth. So they do a study, a medical study. They take a people of 100 people, give them an active agent, a medicine. Another 100 people, give them placebo. So 100 people that they gave active medicine, let's say 71 recovered. And the placebo group, only 51 recovered. So then they say the difference between 71 and 51 is 20, which is statistically significant, so the medicine is approved. That is how they do. Huh? Anybody here into drug research? Statistics, this is how we do. Okay. How about 29 people who did not recover? And how about the other 51 here who recovered without the medicine? Human beings are not similar. I just pointed out that research about human genome, when they found out that we humans are 99.8% similar. Our differences are very little. So genetically, we are very similar. You know, I have a cell phone in my pocket. You all must have a cell phone. All these cell phones are 98.8% genetically similar. Mine color is black, yours may be white or gray. My button is on this side, your button may be a little bit lower. That's all. However, the software you're running could be very different. I may be looking at WhatsApp and you may be looking at Facebook. So Facebook has a different screen, different things, my software. So how does the hardware work depends on the software which is being played. Okay. Your epigenetics, those 37 trillion, 38 trillion bacteria in your colon is your software. They dictate how your life will be, not genes. Genes will dictate whether you are a blonde or a brunette, whether your complexion is fair or dark. That's all. Your health depends on the bacteria in your body. Please understand. We didn't know that till 25 years ago. We didn't know that. We had some inkling. There used to be, when I was in college at IIT, they used to talk about in courses, impact of environment over gene. It was a big debate. Is genes more important or environment more important? It is no longer debated. It is all set now in the last 25 years. Genes are not important. That you are given. You're born with that. Some diseases, 0.1% are genetic. Okay. The rest is your epigenetics, your epigenome. How your bacteria composition is in your body. Are they happy? They're not happy. They determine your life. Okay, there's another myth we have, that separate diet for separate diseases. It's the most asked question in my group. That I have this, what should I eat? I have diabetes, what should I eat? I have hypertension, what should I eat? I have cancer, what should I eat? How can it be different for different diseases? She'll have to figure out, make a decision in her life. She's probably 31-year-old. To say, I have to decide, shall I die of heart attack or diabetes or cancer? Because if I eat this, I will not get cancer, but I'll get heart attack. If I eat this, I will not get heart attack, but I'll get cancer. If I eat this, I'll get diabetes. How will you decide? It's a flawed question. Diet cannot be different for different diseases, because if it is, it'll put you in a dilemma which is unresolvable. Can you imagine throwing a Diwali party or Christmas party and inviting 100 guests and setting up, this is buffet table for heart patients, this is for diabetic patients, oh, asthma, this is for asthma, and arthritis, oh, okay, I'll put another one for arthritis. Makes no sense, does it? No. A healthy diet has to be healthy for all diseases. Now, healthy diet could be different for different people. That is understandable. Because your microbiota, that whole garden you have of bacteria, that 38 trillion, we call it microbiota, or their genetic makeup, genes are called microbiome. So microbiome, microbiota, the words are used interchangeably. This is what we have learned in 25 years. So for him, diet may be different, healthy, the best diet for him may be different than him. Maybe for him, aloo is good, and for him, shakarkandi is good. Maybe he should take palak ka saag and he should take methi ka saag. We have not reached there. Maybe in 100 years, our great-grandchildren at that point. We are coming to that. A different diet, not for different disease, for different people. Different diet, that is understandable. But different diet for different disease makes no sense. Now the thing to understand is, this is called self-selection. In the wilderness, all animals are eating what they feel like. Is there any dietitian going and telling a deer, Monday through Friday eat this green grass, Saturday, this brown one but only for 2 hours, Sunday eat this yellow one, it's very special? No! It's nonsense. As long as the food is right, and what is the right food? We call it plant-based whole food, not refined food. That is what I teach. That is what teachers have learned. Eat plant-based food, no dahi, yogurt, milk, eggs, chicken, anything, nothing, no animal food, A. B, whole food. Mungfali you can eat, mungfali ka tel you cannot eat. Ganna you can eat, lekin shakkar you cannot eat. This is all I'm talking about. And you eat only during daylight. After sunrise, before sunset. Definitely before it is dark. There are reasons for doing that. That got 2017 Nobel Prize. Okay. So not only what you eat is important, when you eat is important. When you don't eat is even more important. 2 Nobel Prizes were given to people who demonstrated why Ekadashi fast is important. Ekadashi fast is what you keep on every Ekadashi, every 2 weeks. 2016 Nobel Prize. Okay. 2018 Nobel Prize to Dr. Honzo, why Navratri fast is important. I do a group fast every Navratri, or every Navratri in the fall. 2 years ago, there were 1,700 people who joined me. 1 year ago, there were some 2,700 people. Last year, 2 months ago, October, 8,000 people joined me.
Oh my God.
And they all said, I can't believe I have done fast. I have never done fast in my life. Thank you, Lalit.
375 people cured their diseases just in 9 days. Diabetes gone, hypertension gone, cholesterol problem solved. 9 days. This got Nobel Prize to Dr. Honzo. He demonstrated if once or twice a year we fast for 10 days, taking only one small meal a day. One meal a day, we call it OMAD, one meal a day, which is low in protein. Our bigger diseases will never attack it. You will never get cancer, I'm telling you, if you do Navratri fasting. Because whatever the past 6 months or 11 months problems you have developed, they get wiped out in that one fast. These are the kind of things we cover in that course. Okay, so this was the Human Genome Project, and this is, it was on the cover of Time, 2010. It says, why your DNA isn't your destiny. The new science of epigenetics reveals how the choices you make can change your genes and those of your kids. If there are any pregnant ladies in your contact base, tell them it is in their hand how the genes of their children are going to come out. Their diet is very important. Once you have had your children, it's only your problem. At least you have produced good children. But till that time, the burden is on you for the future generations. Eat right, make sure, I mean, of course, this group has mostly 50, 60, 70-year-olds. Your children are growing up. Go back and tell it to them. That before they have their kids, it's very important that their diet is right. It talks about it. Find that article, it's January 14th, 2010. Okay, now let's talk about one thing. This is your GI tract, gastrointestinal tract, from your mouth to the other end. See, the point sometimes that gets lost is that this opening from your mouth to the other end is really outside your body. Food just goes through it, gets digested, gets absorbed, and comes out the waste. The body is around it. When you are in the swimming pool in summer on a tire tube, and you sit in the tube, you're not inside the tube. Inside the tube is air. You are just sitting in the cavity that is created by the tube. So the food that you eat goes through this GI tract. I'll just only discuss one item. In course, we cover many other items. So you eat that food, it comes down to your stomach, it gets digested there in an hour, 2 or 3 or 4, depending upon what the food was. And then it starts to release from stomach to colon. You have 22 feet long pipe. 22 feet long pipe. Just visualize, maybe this room is 22 feet. On that side is your stomach, then this tubing, and that side is your colon. Clear? Everybody understanding? This is very important to understand. It tells you reasoning why I'm telling you to eat peanuts and not peanut oil, and sugar cane and not sugar oil. Now let's take two people. One person here and one person here. Let us. Now he is having porridge and apple for his breakfast. Porridge is broken wheat. He has porridge in almond milk, let us say. Porridge, broken wheat, is whole grain, and an apple. And he is having maida ki kachori and a glass of apple juice. Glass of apple juice, we all think it's healthy. Now, stomach digests it, now it gets released. Because it is whole food, it moves fast. It does not get stuck into your pipe. So in his case, the food goes from the stomach to the colon in 1 hour, let us say. In his case, the maida gets stick to the internal lining of the pipe, so that when muscles come, the maida moves slowly. And maida takes 2 hours to travel. And juice also, in this case, apples, the fiber is there, the fiber moves fast. Fiber creates motility, it moves faster. Okay? So let's say they both had 700 calorie breakfast. He had 700 calories in 1 hour. Your body absorbed some of it, but not all of it. Because absorption rate is slow, it has to suck it out of the porridge. गेहूं के दाने में से वो मैदा को निकालना है, starch को, takes time. So his absorption rate is slow, travel time is fast. So out of 700, only 400 calories got absorbed. When the food reached colon, he still has 300 calories left. In his case, the travel time was twice as much. It took twice as much. 2 hours, and absorption is slow. Okay? Sorry, fast. In his case, it is fast, yeah. So all food, all 700 calories get absorbed by his body. When the food reaches colon, where you have 38 trillion mehman, guests waiting for food, सारी रात भूखे थे, सुबह हुई है, मेहमान. In his body, when food comes, सारा खुद खा लिया, हमारे लिए कुछ दिया ही नहीं. Mehman will be unhappy. If you have guests at your home and you don't feed them, your guests will be unhappy. In his case, first of all, his body only got 400 calories, his body got all 700. So he's going to get fat. He's not going to get fat. People complain, oh, मेरी बहन वो भी सारा खाती है, वो कभी मोटी नहीं होती, मेरा तो पानी पिए वो भी चढ़ जाता है, पानी नहीं चढ़ता. These are all misgivings. पानी नहीं चढ़ जाता. आपके खाने में फर्क है. And secondly, in his body, the bacteria are happy that 300 calories that came, they're all feeding on it and having good time. And the skin of wheat that came, this is fiber, they eat fiber also. They can digest fiber. They make short and medium chain fatty acids. They make vitamins out of that fiber. So he will be healthy. He will not be. That is what I'm showing here. This is the GI tract, okay? I don't have a pointer, but let me. Yeah, okay, this is, your colon is about 5 to 6 feet long, okay? The colon inside looks like this. This is your body, the lining is a single cell lining made of epithelial cells. This is the food traveling. This is a mucus layer that protects your lining from the food. There are two mucus layers, inner mucus layer, outer mucus layer. Your guests, 38 trillion live here. This is their home. 38 trillion bacteria, fungi, viruses live there. When the food comes, interchange happens. They feed this bacteria, and this bacteria gets rid of their waste here. This is what happens. That is why our food stays in our colon for a long time. When I was in high school, they taught us colon is useless. It's just to collect the waste and recycle the water. That is what I learned in my 10th grade science. The colon is where all the waste comes, and then the body sucks the water out of it, and then next morning you eliminate that waste. Colon is a very important organ. We have learned this in the last 2 decades. Your doctor may not know about it. We graduated 20 years ago. It was not taught. This is the latest science. What are we learning? That your health depends upon the diversity of these guests you have. There's a project done called American Gut Project. 2013 to 2018, American Gut Project. 45 countries participated in it. They split people into 2 groups. All of them were asked to send their poop, a sample of their poop. That's what they analyzed. That is what the science has now come to. They're having, you all have heard of kidney transplantation and liver transplantation and whatnot. Huh? We are now doing fecal transplantation. They take poop out of a slim girl and inject it into a fat lady's colon, and in 6 months she becomes slim. This is the latest research, fecal transplantation. How to cure your diseases by putting some sample of, they are even wrapping it in capsules. You swallow it. Kidding? This is the latest science. That's why I told you in the beginning that 9 knowns affect you more than you realize. These were things which were not yet known 2 decades ago. We are knowing them now. It may so turn out, I'm not saying that it is so, but it may so turn out in next, whatever, 10 decade, 2 decade, multiple decades, that instead of cow's milk, cow's urine is more important. Because cow's urine has live bacteria. I'm not saying it is. I'm saying it is. I can see the possibility of that happening. Because cow's urine has a variety of bacteria. The Research American Gut Project showed they created 2 groups of people. One here, let's say this. These group of people ate 10 or less plant-based foods every week. 10 or less. Okay. And this group ate 30 or more. Split like that. And they found the group that has 30 or more plant-based foods has great immunity. They just don't fall sick. They don't have any major diseases or anything like that. And these people have all comorbidity. People who are dying on the COVID were these group of people. These group of people were not dying. Even if they caught COVID, sometimes they just got over it within 2 days. Sometimes some of them did not even experience any symptom. I'm trying to tell you is that this is new science. Please understand. New science. Your health depends upon the health of the microbiota in your gut. Okay. So what happens when, in his case, yeah, you were the healthy one. In his case, when there's no food coming, no fiber coming, these bacteria get hungry and upset, and they eat where they're living. They eat this mucus layer. Because mucus is carbohydrates and protein and water. That's what mucus is. Okay. They eat that layer. So now this food comes in contact with this and they eat this also. So this food now comes in contact with your epithelial cells. The line becomes like this. And when they are in contact with your epithelial cells, they're tight junction. Their junction are like this. But they start to enter your blood stream. The food should not enter your bloodstream. Food always first goes to your liver, which is your capital factory. Your liver converts the protein you have eaten into amino acids. Your body does not need protein. Your body only needs amino acids. So the body is converted into amino acids. They go in the blood. Your body makes 2 million different proteins. Okay. So when an intact food comes, now let us say this is you had some dahi ki lassi and doodh in your tea, and those a cow's milk will have some of the cow's body proteins. Let's say the milk had some of cow's thyroid protein in it, some of it, and some of it, the cartilage. Cow also has a cartilage. Cartilage protein is also there, very small, some parts per trillion. But they're there. Now, if a breach is called leaky gut, this is called leaky gut, irritable bowel syndrome, there are many names for these things. Okay, irritable bowel disorder. These are the things people didn't know. When my daughter was young, she only had milk till age 4, and she had an irritable bowel disorder. Because milk has no fiber. So when this layer is breached, the food comes in contact. Some of that food leaks in. Now your blood has some of cow's thyroid protein. Let us see. So when your blood sees this says animal, attack. This is not my protein, it's an attack. Body's defense mechanism is to build antibodies to kill that foreign protein. So your body kills antibodies to kill that cow's thyroid protein. Now that antibodies are in your blood, they're all over in your blood. When they come near your thyroid, this looks like the animal protein, let's kill it. They start killing your thyroid also. By the time you're 45, 50, your thyroid has become weak. And doctor says you have hypothyroidism, take this pill. Or, let's say the cow's cartilage protein was there, it entered into your bloodstream, your blood develops antibodies to kill that cartilage protein. Your blood is everywhere in your body, it is also around your knee. It looks at your cartilage, says, just like that animal cartilage that came, looks, say, let's kill it. Start to killing your cartilage also. By the time you turn 65, 70, 75, your cartilage is weak. Doctor says, you have osteoarthritis. What is osteoarthritis? A disease of wear and tear. Have you heard that? Osteoarthritis is wear and tear. Huh? You sit and watch Pakistani play whole day and you have osteoarthritis. And that farmer in the field works 14 hours a day. He does not have it. You have wear and tear sitting on your recliner with 5 cells, battery operated, legs up, head down. Huh? You don't even effort at all. Are you watching stock market news, huh? CNBC? And you are developing osteoarthritis. My doctor told me I have osteoarthritis. I would have been needing knee replacement. It happens because the food. You are eating maida ki kachori instead of eating porridge, as simple as that. And you're having apple juice instead of eating apple. So there are many scientific explanations we are now learning about things we took for granted. That's what I'm trying to say. There's only so much we can cover. Let's see what else. So what does it mean now? Interesting. Epigenetically we are very different. So it means same cause manifests as different symptoms in different people. Let's say you all have vitamin D3 shortage. And I won't be surprised if half of you do. Vitamin D3, a lot of people have because we don't get out in the sun. But let's say you all have D3 shortage. It doesn't mean you'll have same symptoms. Somebody may have a migraine headache, somebody may have a back problem, a sciatica pain, somebody may have some. There can be 20 different symptoms for the same cause. And the corollary is also true, which is same symptoms can be due to different causes in different people. Let's say you all have migraine headache. But the cause would be different. Yours could be vitamin D3 shortage, yours could be B12 shortage, yours could be vitamin C deficiency, vitamin A deficiency. So guessing your problem based on your symptom is fundamentally flawed. And that's what we've been doing last 100 years, science. You go to your doctor, you say, मेरे को ये होता है, ये होता है, ये होता है, doctor says, ये ले लो. After 1 week you come, so नहीं काम किया, ऐसा ये ले लो. My mother-in-law in her building in Andheri, Bombay, is known as a doctor auntie because she prescribes homeopathic medicines to all of them. Once she was living with us, I had some issue. She said, ये ले लो. मैंने कहा मम्मी काम नहीं किया. चलो ये ले लो. अच्छा ये ले लो. Then she said कि ये 20 गोली हैं सब ले लो नुकसान तो कर नहीं सकते. Homeopathy is placebo. If you believe in it, it will work. All other alternate forms of medicine are placebo. You know, you wear gem therapy. There's a gem called Neelam. Neelam is supposed to be very powerful, and before you wear it, you should put under your pillow and see how it affects. Has anybody heard that? Yeah. Ladies have heard, yeah. So now let's say you're going to attend some big party. Let us say our president has invited and you invited, and you ask your neighbor ki, वो तुम्हारा जो नीलम का हार है ना दे. Now you're wearing नीलम का हार to attend a party in which President of America has come, and you're all the time concerned. मैंने test तो किया नहीं. By the time the party finishes, you're going to have a stomach problem, lose motion, everything. It is called nocebo effect. When you believe something might harm you, it will harm you. It's the reverse of placebo effect. हमारे पुराने ज़माने में हमारी कई कहानियाँ हैं कि उन्होंने स्वामी जी ने और आपको श्राप दे दिया. You did something wrong. You were guilty. Obviously, you did something. You're guilty, and he cursed you. Now you are scared, and things will go wrong. That's called nocebo. We discuss these things in detail. It's not only placebo, it's also nocebo. All right. Another thing is, human body is always trying to heal. It wants to be in a balanced state. It wants to heal. When you develop some viral infection, your temperature goes up because at higher temperature, at 101 degrees, the body can kill that virus. At 98 degrees, it cannot kill it. That's the temperature at which it came in and attacked you. So then you would take a Tylenol to bring it down. The body is saying, no, 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 I need to be at 101. It's in hell with you. I'm going to bring it down to 98. Body wants to be at 101 to heal you. Let body do its job. Okay, we discussed that protein myth. Okay, we'll discuss a little bit about protein myth. Let's see. This was the study I showed you, talked to you, and the dairy consumption. The 5% group survived the 20% group. So we now know. So the question is, how much is a good protein? How much protein should one have? Now, when are you at the fastest growing rate in your life cycle? When you're born. A newborn child doubles his weight in 4 to 6 months. So you are growing at the fastest rate. Now, who has designed the food for a newborn child? Nature. Or God.
Mahesh call
How
just
do you-
schedule.
how you
Oh,
call it?
10 minutes. Just.
It's in the mother's milk. So you would think the mother's milk would have the perfect amount of protein. Makes sense? Logical? Now, how much protein is there in mother's milk? 5 to 6%. 5 to 6%. That is percent meaning as not by weight, as percentage of calorie. So the child takes 100 calories worth of milk, 5 to 6 calories came from protein. Now, why should anybody, we are not even growing, why should we need more than 6%? Tell me. Anybody tell me that. It makes no sense. And what have we done as a society? We have created this psyche for protein. Protein is very important. Yes, it is important. The word protein in Latin means of most importance. But just because something is important doesn't mean you need a lot of it. Protein bar, 15 grams, 15 grams. Nestle, 16 grams, and somebody else will come. Procter & Gamble, 17 grams. They all have created a feeling, A, it is very important. B, it cannot be easily found. You have to look for it. Even FDA has done that. They make you it's called My Plate. If you go, My Plate is their recommendation. They have a round plate, and then they have a round, they call it dairy. 3 glasses of milk every day because you need protein. And in this, there are 4 sections. Fruits, vegetables, grains and legumes, and my protein. They don't tell you, they want you to think, ये तो बहुत ज़रूरी है. अरे जितने fruits हैं सब में protein है. Watermelon में 8% होता है. जितनी सब्जियां सब में protein है. Spinach में 30% होता है. Lettuce जो आप लोग खाते हो, romaine lettuce 18%. कितना चाहिए आपको? 5 से 6%. 18%. Problem is not finding protein. Problem is finding food that has less protein. These 2 Nobel Prizes that have been given in 2016 and 2018, they tell you that day you are fasting, when you break your fast, you should have phalahar. Not phalahar whole day, that is all nonsense. Huh? Oh, I'm fasting today. I'm going to have this. No, I can have this. In Hara, I can have this. When I was doing research for a post 2 years ago on Navratri fast, I watched many videos, and one lady from Bombay, she had said how to cook for Navratri fast. And she talks about 5 different meals in the morning. For this, for breakfast, this. And in the end, she says, in case you feel hungry between these meals, eat this. 5 meals a day for Navratri fast. Such nonsense is going on there. They don't benefit at all because they fast wrong. Fasting means only water, nothing. Or sometimes not even water. Dry fast. Dry fast is very beneficial. 2 to 3 times more beneficial than water fast. And your body makes water. When you burn fat, what happens? What is the product out of fat? Where does it go away? I lost 50 pounds. Where did it go? It gets converted into carbon dioxide you breathe out and water that you pee out. Water plus carbon dioxide is fat. As simple as that. All right. Okay, I will skip some of these things because we're running short on time. But there's a myth. A lot of people experience low carb. Talk to you and say, huh, you're looking good. What are you doing? I've cut down on carb. Have you heard that? Low carb, low. Who benefits from that myth? Meat has 0 carb. Dairy has 0 carb. Huh? Fish has 0 carb. Eggs have. All meat, dairy, poultry, all these industries benefit from that myth. You need to eat carb mostly. Protein, I just told you, 5 to 6%. Fat, your body is good in making fat. Anything you eat extra, it gets converted into fat and gets deposited under your skin. Very easy. You don't need to eat fat. Eat whatever is there. Okay. Don't eat oil. Carb is what you need to eat. And they have created this myth. Here's the carb. Apple has 95% carb. Cucumber has 83%. Tomatoes have 81%. Romaine lettuce 70%. Spinach 64%. Karela, bitter gourd 81%. Whole wheat chapati 81%. Moong dal 74%. This is what you need to eat. Please understand. Carb is what you need to eat. Aloo is the best food. Not potato chips, but boiled aloo. Okay. Or shakarkandi. Carb is what you need to eat. You need to carb does not hurt diabetics. Diabetics get hurt when they eat meat, sugar, refined food and animal food. There's a big myth about supplements. I won't go into it. We're short on time. But supplements, one should not take any supplements except B12. This also I will skip. Okay. There is an exercise myth. A lot of people think, oh, I go to gym, work out 2-3 hours. What can go wrong with me? Nonsense. These are the people, when they get heart attack, they die. Of half the people who die after first heart attack, not everybody dies, but those who die after first heart attack, half of them had normal blood chemistry. They were not high cholesterol or anything like that. They have thought of themselves as good. I am going to gym 2 hours every day. What can go wrong with me? They become overconfident. They start eating unhealthy. Shane, the cricketer, died. In many such cases. Healthy? It's a myth, big myth. All right. I do want to cover one more topic. Better safe than sorry. Okay, I do want to cover that because it's important. It can make change in your life today itself. So there is a feeling among people. They say, just to be safe, I take a tiny pill for blood pressure. Just to be safe. So the belief is that blood pressure thoda zyada ho gaya, that is very risky. Pill daily, that is not risky. Huh? You know that a lot of you have that belief. Just to be safe, I take it. What if you're wrong? And you are wrong. Blood pressure going up slightly is safer than taking the pill. Blood sugar going up slightly is safer than taking the pill. Cholesterol going up slightly is safer than taking the pill. This realization came in about 12-13 years ago, when many senior doctors who are no longer practicing, because if they practice that, their license will be cancelled. If you are a doctor, you are supposed to follow standard of care. Standard of care says if a patient comes, his fasting sugar is 127, you give him metformin. If you don't give him metformin, your license can be cancelled. He can file a lawsuit. Or if his A1C is above 7.0, prescribe him metformin. That is standard of care. Anyway, they came to realization that the pendulum has swung in the wrong direction too much. We are over-medicating people, and that curve is called J curve. J curve. J curve shows if you are very sick, very high blood pressure, this is high blood pressure or high blood sugar or high cholesterol. This is all-cause mortality. Death for whatever reason, high death, low death. So this is better, that is bad. If your blood pressure, blood sugar, blood cholesterol is very high, take some medication. Bring it down from here, here. Okay, bring it more down. Take a second one. But once it is here, in this range, don't take any more medication. It is hurting you, it is not helping you. Beyond a point, those medicines are hurting you. Now, obviously, pharmaceutical industry would like you to take more sales for them. The doctors will also like you to believe the lower is better. You will come more often to see them. But the science is different. Now, I'm going to point out two things: blood pressure and blood sugar. This is the actual study which led to it about 15 years ago. It's known as Accord study, 27,965 patients. This is metformin medication. This is HbA1c. Some people know HbA1c. Anybody diabetic in this room? Okay. So you get HbA1c. HbA1c is very high, 10.5. Yes, you take medication, comes down. It is the lowest when your HbA1c is 8.2 or 7.6. 7.6 to 8.2 is when your HbA1c is the healthiest, assuming you are on medication. Don't make it any lower. Don't bring it below 7.6. I mean, why bring it below 8.0? So there are many doctors who tell you, oh no, it should be below 7. And if you are seeing a highly specialized doctor, they're called endocrinologists, they say, no, it should be under 6.5. I'm the expert. Listen to me. They found out, finally they agreed. These people have been saying, the doctors I follow have been saying it for about 16 years. They had known about it. Finally, 5 years ago, American College of Physicians conceded. American College of Physicians is the largest body of doctors. Here, they release Philadelphia, March 6, 2018. Patients with type 2 diabetes should be treated to achieve A1C between 7 and 8% rather than 6.5. I'm sure there are people here who are taking diabetic medication and their A1C is below 7.5. You can stop that medicine tonight. I'm not saying that. American College of Physicians. American College of Physicians is the largest body of doctors which get involved in such specifications. AMA is the largest, but they don't get involved with specifications. I travel, I meet people. People come and tell me, oh, my doctor is very good. My A1C is 5.9. They think, oh, very good. They feel elated, A1C. Your doctor is terrible, he's killing you. 5.9 in this last curve. I'll show you. 5.9 will be here on this. You extend the curve. 6.0. 6.0 is as bad as 10.2. So if your A1C is 6.0 and hers is 10.2, you are equally healthy or unhealthy, as you want to call it. Why do it? And then pay for that medicine? Makes no sense. Stop it today. Yes, I'm not saying that. American College of Physicians are saying that. So they are conflicting diabetes guidelines. Now, when they said that on March 5th, they said that the American Association of Clinical Endocrinologists got so nervous, AACE, they came 1 week later on March 12th and reinforced. They said, no, we don't believe in that. We think it should be under 6.5. Obviously, there's conflict of interest. half their income will go away. Because half of their patients have A1C between 6.5 and 8.0. More than half will go away. That's the fight I had with my doctor. I've not seen her since 10 years ago. I used to see her 3 times every year. And when mine came to low, 5.9, I used to feel very good. I used to come back home and tell my wife, let's go celebrate today. I had only 5.9. I had no idea. It's killing you. Now let's talk about blood pressure. Okay, so blood pressure, they created an organization in 1970s called Joint National Committee, JNC, to issue guidelines for blood pressure. They came at different times. So in 1997, the guideline was optimal is 120/80, hypertensive above 140/80, and in between 120 and 140, it is hypertensive. Start watching. Don't need medicine. Start watching. That was the guideline. Then in 2004, they changed it downwards, made it tighter. They said 115/75 is the ideal. Above that, you should start, as you pre-hypertensive, you start seeing a doctor. Because they want doctors to have more income. And they make it look very sound. In fact, right now there is a dialogue going on. How to catch these diseases early. Not only pre-diabetes, how to catch pre-diabetic patients. शुरू से ही उसको दवाई में लगा दो. Then it looks very good. Oh, how nice of them. Roche is doing this research. Eli Lilly is, see how nice. Why don't you do research on preventing diabetes? Never. Nobody is doing research on preventing anything. अपने पैर पे कुल्हाड़ी कौन मारेगा? We want to catch them early. If we catch them early, then they will have a longer life. Ridiculous. They'll have more medications. All right. So then when 2014 came, the pendulum went in the other direction. That study had been done. I showed you that. That study was 2008, Accord study. So for this is a large group of people, 50, 100 people. They meet, they study the science. They meet for a year and a half. It's not done in a single meeting. They're analyzing the research, scientists are coming, testimonies are being given. And it became apparent to drug industry and to AMA. Now pendulum is coming back this time. See what they recommended? Less than age 60 up to 140/90, no medication. I'm sure there are people here who are under age 60 who are taking medication that they should not be. Your normal is 140/90. Under that, medication is not required. Doesn't mean you're healthy, but medication is not required. Because medication causes some harm. So the benefit it is giving you versus the harm it is causing you is off balance, causing more harm than benefit. And if you're over age 60, which I think there are quite a few in this room, 150/90, only above that take medication, not below that. I bet 1/3 of you can just drop your medication today itself. I'm not saying that. These are experts. I devote whole week to discussion about politics in health. Huge politics in health. When they found out that this is what is happening, they put pressure, the drug industry on FDA. Why do we need JNC anymore? Joint National Committee. It has served its purpose. Now we can take care of it. They abolished JNC before they could release the guideline. And they said American Heart Association and American Association of Cardiologists, these two governing bodies will take care of it. You are dismissed. They were so pissed off, they went ahead and published it anyway for the benefit of us. This is what goes on in politics of health. So I talk about there are 5 important things for good health. They call 5 pillars of health.
5 pillars of health are food, detoxification, circadian rhythm, physical activity, and emotional and spiritual health. Food is about half of your health. So food, eat whole food. This is whole food. Bhutta, corn soup, corn meal, makke ki roti, corn starch, even popcorn. They are whole food. You can eat them. But don't eat corn flakes, highly processed, corn oil, highly refined, high fructose corn syrup, highly refined and processed. When you go, all breakfast cereals have HFCS, high fructose corn syrup. You are not allowed that. Don't eat that. Only eat whole food, no highly processed or refined food. Now this is a typical family's breakfast, daily routine. This is people like us, educated people. So you see, I have not added any Coca-Cola or anything. These are not naughty teenagers, 13, 14-year-old, or people in slums or Harlem and all that. No. These are educated people working in Silicon Valley. Morning, tea with milk and sugar, some rusk or biscuits. Then breakfast, aloo paratha or with dahi or poha or upma or idli or whatever, with some lassi or lemonade or tea. In summer, lassi, lemonade, winter tea. Lunch, dal, sabji, raita, roti, rice and some mithais. Evening snack in India, samosa and tea. Ah, how tasty it tastes at 4 o'clock. I was a chemical engineer. I would be on the 9th floor in a chemical tower, processing plant. At 4 o'clock on the samosa man with a cup of tea will be there. Oh, taste is so good. 8 o'clock, men used to drink. Now women are also drinking, but they have some namkeen, cashew fried, desi ghee, tastes very good with their alcohol. 9:30 baje dinner, and I forgot to mention 11 o'clock a glass of milk. The daughter-in-law comes and says, Babuji, doodh to le lijiye, aapko nahi leche. Now just imagine, first of all, for 15 hours, 7 to 5 badha, or 9:30 or 11 baje, 16 hours your body is eating all the time. That is what causes diabetes. See, ghee and oil in this is 2 to 6 tablespoons, sugar is 10 to 30 teaspoons, calories from ghee and sugar is 400 to 1000 or 20 to 50%. And then dairy is another 10 to 20%. So 1/3 to 2/3 of your calories are coming from these three things. They have no fiber. Remember those 38 trillion gas in your colon? They are unhappy. The body is not healthy. Okay? That's the problem. What if you simply change that with this? This is my kitchen. This is, I'm making juice. This is what goes into my juice. And I take 3 glasses of juice. 1 glass before every meal. Huh? You got chard, kale, arugula, lauki, celery, lettuce, cucumber, lemon, ginger, beetroot, and kachi haldi, Granny Smith apples, carrots, and a fennel of bulb. It's all full of nutrients. When it goes to your bacteria in your colon, say, oh wow, what happened to this guy? Finally he listened to me. You see changes in your health overnight. See, the people, who are the people who know their limitations? There are 2 types of people. One who is suffering from angina pain. The person who has angina, he or she knows, I won't be able to reach to that goal. I'll have to stop once in between. Or who have COPD, asthma. He knows his limitations. I cannot climb 1 floor. My uncle, when he built his house, he was very fond of architecture. He was wealthy. He built a house. On the steps, he created A chair, a folding chair.
A whole folding chair after every half a flight of steps so that he can sit down and then after 5 minutes rest go back and eat. Okay. So we know now when this person takes this juice, next day she will be surprised. Oh, I could walk to that door. One day your body changes. Please understand it. 24 hours, within 1 week you will be a different person. These all have live bacteria. One apple has 100 million live bacteria. You eat apple की जो बनाते हैं क्या कहते हैं पुडिंग मैकडोनल्ड में मिलती है क्या कहते हैं apple pie yeah apple pie. It is all baked. All those bacteria are dead. There's nothing but sugar. You eat apple, those bacteria are going in and they're populating your gut, your colon. I told you the group that had 30 or more variety of plant-based foods did not have diseases and had the best immunity. I haven't had cold, common cold I used to get twice a year in 10 years. Your body is amazing. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You're going to feel 20 years younger. And make sure husband wife both are doing it. Otherwise wife will complain, ये क्या हो गया है आपको रात को रोज तंग करने लगे हो. Make sure you both. All right. So these are the guidelines. You can take a picture of this. This is what I recommend. 12 of them, 6 related to food. No animal food, no eggs, no dairy. No refined or highly processed food, no oil, no sugar. Eat a variety of food from all 5 food groups. Herbs and spices are important. What are the 5 food groups? Fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds, beans and legumes, and grains. Okay, these are the 5 vegetarian food groups. All right. Eat minimum 1% of your body weight in fruits, must include berries, and 1% in vegetables, must include green leafy vegetables. Green leafy vegetables have nitrates in them. They release nitric oxide gas. Nitric oxide gas is what your internal lining of blood vessels release. So when that lining gets blocked due to atherosclerosis with patches of cholesterol, green leafy vegetables clean them. And your blood vessels can become as clean as a 5-year-old child. This was done in 1980s, 2 places. Cleveland Heart Clinic by Dr. Caldwell Assistant and Dr. Dean Ornish at UCSF. They both independently did it. Dr. Dean Ornish finally was able to get his program approved by Medicare and medical insurance. His program of giving you an alternative diet and lifestyle-based treatment is approved. Insurance will pay for it. He has 2-week, 3-week programs, only one in America. Watch for 3 key nutrients, omega-3, vitamin B12, and D3. Consume flax or chia seed every day. Get sunshine regularly and take B12 supplement. Only supplement that you should take is B12. Why? Because our municipal water is chlorinated. And it kills all the bacteria which normally will go into your colon and make B12. You don't have that bacteria anymore. Half of the people in this room, I'm sure, are B12 and D3 deficient if you are plant-based person. Okay, then keep your body hydrated all time. Drink half a liter warm water before brushing your teeth, 2 glasses. And then 1 glass after 45 minutes to an hour after every meal, and 1 glass before going to bed. The rest of the time, don't drink your water, eat your water. By eating fruits and cucumber and things like that. Okay. Practice 16 to 8 intermittent fasting. For 16 hours, no food. Finish your dinner by 7 o'clock, and then start your next day at 11 o'clock. 11 to 7 is a good eating window, 8 hours. Or you can have 10 to 6 or 9 to 5. Must finish your dinner before it gets dark for sure, preferably before sunset. In summer, before sunset. In winter, you can do it just around sunset. Once every 2 weeks, do Ekadashi fast, which is 36 to 40 hours. And once a year, do 9-day Navratri fast. Stay active, walk 10,000 steps or more every day. Keep your circadian clock in sync. Sleep 7 to 9 hours a day, every night. Love your family and friends unconditionally. No conditional love, unconditional love. When dog loves you, his love is unconditional. No matter how much you spank him, hit him, he will come to you and wag his tail. That is unconditional love. Not like the many women say, इतनी उसकी कदर करी, शादी होने के बाद अलग हो गया, बहु की सुनता है, मेरी नहीं सुनता. That was not a conditional love. If that was the condition for giving love, it was not an unconditional love. आप अपने स्वार्थ के लिए प्यार कर रहे थे उसको. And pray regularly and have a positive attitude full of gratitude. That you pray is important. Who you pray to is irrelevant. This is called eating your water. This is the water, cucumber 98%. Every morning, make it bowl, for those people who are retired. In between your passageway, this is your office study and this is your whatever kitchen. Going, coming, make sure, put down name, his and her. Make sure that you finish it. About 2 pounds of, 2 pounds will be about 4 glasses of water. Eat your water. This is about politics of food. Food industry wants to make profit, so they keep removing fiber from the food, it will not rot. And they keep using less expensive components. So they took the fiber out, and your biscuits have maida, not gehu. We used to get gehu ke biscuit, aate ke. When I was 7, 8 years old, we used to go to bakery with atta and shakkar and ghee. Not that they are healthy, but we would make it. At least atta was there. Healthcare industry wants to make it easy for doctors so they don't get lawsuit. Spec should be very easy. Says you follow it, AMA, you will be fine. They want the doctor's income to go up. So when the guidelines become lower and lower, the income goes up overnight, more and more patients get created. When the diabetes cutoff was changed from 140 fasting sugar to 126, the business went up by 25%. All those people who were fasting sugar was between 126 and 140, overnight became patients. Pharmaceutical industry is interested in selling more drugs. Government people want some retirement job. They retire at 65. You and I won't give them job. But if he is a food company, he wants to be good to him because the food company will hire you as a lobbyist or consultant. And politicians are looking for, so you are either a bureaucrat or a politician. Politicians are looking for money. Who has the money? Pharma industry, food industry. Among working class, doctors have the most money. So they will look after these 3 people, not you and I. And media is interested in advertising budget. Who advertises? You and I don't advertise. The food company advertises. The pharma company advertises. They will not write anything against them. The advertising revenue will drop. The company will help with you. We're not going to advertise with you. You're writing bad things about us. Chronic disease, lifestyle disease. All diseases exist in a continuum. You must understand. Disease starts the day you are taken off mother's milk and you are put on the table eating what your parents are eating. The disease has started. The plaque built up has started. Its impact will be known when you are 40, 50.
After Vietnam War, they did autopsy on many young boys, 17, 18-year-old, and they could see the blockages had started. They had many blockages in their blood vessels. So disease does not happen. The doctors arbitrarily decide, इसके ऊपर है तो हम कहेंगे आप hypertensive है, इसके नीचे है तो नहीं कहेंगे. इसके नीचे कहेंगे pre-hypertensive. That is political decision. But the disease has started. Everybody in this room has disease, please understand, including myself. Your goal is to reduce it, not allow it to increase. These are the various leading causes of death in America: heart disease, cancer, COPD, stroke, Alzheimer's, diabetes, influenza, kidney diseases, liver diseases, hypertension. All these diseases get cured by diet and lifestyle changes. The 5 pillars of health takes care of all of them. Now industry is funding the research, so the research is biased. Earlier government used to fund, National Institute of Health used to fund. There are only 2 independent medical colleges left in America. University of San Francisco is one of them. All other medical colleges are controlled by food and drug industry. They sit on the board of governors. So they decide what research will be funded, what research will not be. This is spiral of death. It all starts with one disease. You're 45, 50-year-old, you go see a doctor, he says you are hypertensive. Blood pressure ki dawai shuru kar do. After 3-4 years, then you go, oh, your cholesterol has gone above 200. Lipitor shuru kar do. Another 3-4 years, diabetes, sugar बढ़ गई है. Start taking metformin. Another 3-4 years, drug number 2 for your hypertension. Okay. Another 3-4 years for diabetes, drug number 2. Now you are on 2 medications for diabetes, 2 for hypertension, 1 for cholesterol, 5 medications. Another 3-4 years, cholesterol, another drug. Another 3-4 years, okay, drug is not enough, you better start taking insulin now. Insulin injection. Another 3-4 years, you have got chronic kidney disease. Another 3-4 years, you have got fatty liver. Now you go into dialysis and you have got cirrhosis of the liver, you die. This is what is going on to everybody. If you don't stop it, it will continue. This happens when you eat everything in moderation. This is what your blood vessels should look like. This inside layer is called endothelial cell layer. It releases nitric oxide. When you develop a patch on top of it, this is vegetarian people, but they take milk, dahi, cheese. They develop a thin layer of plaque. Now the nitric oxide is not being released. When nitric oxide is being released, your blood flows like Teflon, very smoothly. When you have this, here it's like Teflon. When you have this, it's like Velcro. The blood is flowing on Velcro. That's why your blood pressure is needed more to make 3 and 5 liters of blood flow. As simple as that. When the opening is less, opening gets even lower. This guy probably has a blood pressure of 180 over 110. So, taking medication does not solve your problem. That green juice, that palak, bathua, methi, sarson, chukandar, beetroot, they solve the problem. Not that medication. A lot of people are misinterpreting Ayurveda. I consider Baba Ramdev my teacher. I learned pranayama from him.
But after they got in the business, they started selling Ayurvedic medicine. To use Ayurveda medicine in a sentence is a contradiction. When diet is wrong, medicine is of no use. And when diet is correct, medicine is of no need. So where does the medicine come in the picture? Does not come in the picture at all. This is a poem by Rumi, Persian poet. We seek outside the wonders we carry within us. You must understand, inside you is every medical specialty is inside you. An internist is there, a gynecologist is there in every woman's inside of their body. The cardiologist is there, the nephrologist is there, the diabetes specialist. They all, every moment, they're trying to figure out. Only thing they don't have control is what you're going to pick and eat. You know, the doctors like to say, when you go see them, they say, it's all your fault. You're eating too much and not exercising enough. Have you heard somebody say that? And you believe it. You should ask him, why am I eating too much? Am I suicidal? I'm a fool or what? I'm an intelligent person. Why am I eating too much? You're eating too much because the food you're eating is designed for overconsumption. It's designed by PhDs in psychology who know how to circumvent your satiation mechanism. Pringle advertises. They're so proud of their product. Their advertisements say you just can't have only one. You open the box, you have one. Now it will continue. You're watching a Pakistani play or election coverage. Finished. 100 chips gone. Half an hour. The problem is the food. You are not a fool. You're not suicidal. It's wrong. It's the food you're eating. And why are you not working out is food. That food is increasing your level of insulin. Dr. Robert Lustig has shown that his patients were overweight teenagers. That's his specialty. Child endocrinologist. Once he reduced their level of insulin and gave them fresh food, they wanted to go out and play basketball. These mothers of these children in slum areas, Harlem areas, they were shocked. My son is going out and playing. What have you done, doctor? He doesn't want to sit on the sofa and watch TV anymore. When the food is right, everything falls in the right place. People come to me after New Year is coming and say, I have committed. I have signed a whole year. I have given $3,000 and I told them to remove this cancellation clause. I cannot even cancel it. Going to gym is not the answer. You are putting an emphasis in the wrong place. This is not the answer. It's the food that you eat. That is the answer. I think with that, I will finish. I think that was the last slide. Yeah, that's my grandson. So we can take some questions. I've used up the half an hour, but I'll let her decide how the schedule is. Yes.
Talk about green juice and everything. It's great. But what are your thoughts on, like, nowadays they market organic versus inorganic?
So the thing is, it's a good question. The thing to understand is, of all the things which are important, replacing non-organic with organic is probably way at the bottom. Okay? So if there are twins, and there are three twins, let us say triplets, and he changes from non-organic to organic food. Everything else he keeps doing whatever he's doing. He remains with non-organic food, but he finishes dinner now at 7 o'clock. And he's still eating non-organic, still eating late dinner, but he adds green juice to his diet. He has not done anything. 5% improvement, 3%. That's what people are doing. They all go to the peripheral things, initial things, small things. This is a good question. The bang for the buck, what is most important? Number one most important thing I have found is green juice. Add a glass before every meal. big change. Number 2, eat your dinner early. These two are biggest bang for your buck. Okay, yeah, I'll take.
Actually, Karen, pardon me, but I think we will wait to take question answers because it's already 1 o'clock. We are going to serve lunch, and then we can take lunch, come and sit, and maybe we can continue the question answer period. Is it okay, Shri Kapoorji, please? Yeah. We have a few things to take care of business.
So, thank you very much, Lalitji, and very impressive.
Anna?
I still have to learn quite a bit out of it. I try to understand, but still. So, thank you so much. And it was a very eye-opening. Hope we all. Lord. So we would like to thank our team who were behind the scene. Usually people know me, Suman Jain, Sumanji, or Shyamala ji. But we have quite a big team who works behind with us. We are usually up front, but behind is Yogendra ji, helping us with the live streaming, Vamsi ji, who's helping us, and Madhura.
Yes, she is
Madhura is here too. And then we have a food chair, Sudhaji, she's not here. She helped us with the food today. And Krishnaji from the office, who helped us quite a bit preparing for everything. And our functional committee, Padmaja, Anand, Gaudji, and Lalita, Saha, Nagesh, Kumar, who helped us putting the furniture here. And all the other volunteers, if we missed anyone. Did we miss anyone?
So I want to make one announcement. Let me make one announcement. I do retreats. I do 3-day retreats, and most of them are in India, but in California we do in Visalia. It is on 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so it's halfway between LA and this area. This will be our 3rd retreat. If any of you would be interested, we cover about 10 lectures and we show you how to cook, how to make juice, and how to make nut butters and things like that. You can reach out to me and call me, or my number is 925-284-2581, and I can also add you to the January group. All our education programs are free. We start a course on 1st of every month. Thank you.
We'll try to repeat the number, but want to thank Mr. Lalit Kapoor for giving such a inspiring speech. I did learn a lot, especially with the A1C. That was one eye opener. If I took one point, I took several, but that was a very informative and was very inspiring speech. All that things. So we learned so much, and I want to invite Anand Gandu to come and honor Mr. Kapoor. Our own traditional Livermore Temple traditional way. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I want to thank Dr. Bala Vishwanath, our own volunteer who's been with the temple for a long time. He is the one who suggested for us to arrange the talk. Yes, Bala. So he could not be here, but I want to thank him as well. And I want to thank Suman, who gave a vote of thanks. She works with me in the Human Services Committee. So we would like to take a brief few minutes and show what we do as Human Services. I see a lot of new faces here. I thank all of you for coming, and I apologize for standing room only to some of you. But we want to show a brief slideshow, or I think Mr. Yogendra Meka has prepared. So about what we do in Human Services.
Can I just say one thing before you start? I don't know if you
No, after
After you have all the comments.
when we it is starting, I like to
Yeah, you
keep
go ahead.
talking. So, human services is one of the. I would like everyone to sit down, please. Please, I'd like to have.
We have lunch.
Lunch is being arranged. If you can sit down. So, human services is one of the 4 pillars of the temple. Religious being first, and cultural, youth and education, and human services. The Human Services Committee, we believe in giving back to the community, whether it's local or international. We do a lot of activities like health fair, senior trips, senior meetings. This one is part of senior meeting, but it's open to everyone. And we do a lot of informational meetings. So then we give grant to the local organizations, non-profit, local and international. And we have health advisory service, we do blood drive, we do bone marrow drive, and we give scholarships. Here are some of the pictures, and this is self-explanatory. So just, yeah, it'll take a couple of minutes. So yeah, you can see we participate in the rodeo. Every year, City of Livermore, they do a rodeo. In the parade, we participate. So, yeah, actually, yeah, so.
Yeah.
And here, we are doing kidney screening, we do blood drive and bone marrow. And we do conduct health fair, all-day health fair, where we have about 24, 25 doctors, and we have 300 people benefiting. Everything is free service. And this is a senior bus trip. We took them to Stockton this year. And we had a senior Navaratri and Diwali program. And then, so City of Livermore has, they arrange the Diwali Mela every year in the banquet theater. So the temple does organize it every year. So. And then we also have interfaith groups. This is a Thanksgiving service by Interfaith Connect of Shri Valley. So the temple sent representative, we participate in this. So just to give you a glimpse, and we collected toys for Access Community Health, and we had a toy drive, and we donated toys to them. So these are some of the services we do in the temple as part of Human Services Committee. Thank you. Yeah, lunch is ready. Is it ready?
Yeah, ready.
Okay, lunch is ready. If you want to take your lunch and come back and sit down, and then if you want to have a conversation and then ask questions, please do so. In the meantime, I want to take a group picture, temple functional committee team members. So please come. Let's take a group picture.
All the functional committee members. We will be repeating Lalitji's number once again. Lalitji, they want your number once again. Can you repeat?
So, my phone number is 925 284 2581. And don't write me any long message, just either write me if you're interested in joining the January group, or if you're interested in retreat. So that I'll send you a group link or the retreat link, that's all. Thank you.
Functional. Yeah. Yeah, come.
one.